Welcome to the Sprinkles of Spirit podcast with Lisayogaangel. I'm Lisa, and I am your host. I believe the key to living an inspired life is through living a well-balanced life in our mind, body, and spirit. Join me every Thursday for a journey of self-discovery and transformation as I share with you powerful practices and tools that will empower you to experience personal growth and embody self-love, confidence, and faith. I am so grateful to be here as your guide to living your best life now and remind you that you are exactly where you are supposed to be and you are loved beyond measure. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. So right away, let's breathe together. Wherever you are, go ahead and put down whatever you have going on. Turn off the TV, get quiet for a moment. Go ahead and close your eyes. And take a deep breath in through the nose. And an easy exhale out of the mouth as you soften the jaw, relax your eyebrows, and soften the shoulders. Go ahead and breathe in through your nose. And then slowly open your eyes on that next exhale. Okay, thank you. Always like to get into the here and now. So we are celebrating the new moon. And if you guys have been tuning in this year, you know I am a new moon kind of girl. And this one is particularly special because it is the new moon in Libra. And I am a sun sign Libra. And, you know, recently I've had some time off from my full-time work. And it's so on point, you know, with this new moon in Libra, because it just made me realize the importance of striking a balance, you know, with work and rest, and how I don't allow myself to have enough of this time off and allow myself to let my mind rest, you know, my body rest, recover. And, you know, Libra is, you know, so the theme of Libra, of course, it's symbolized by those scales, and it's all about balance, you know, particularly this new moon is an opportunity to focus on our relationships, you know, partnerships, cooperation, you know, how we can be more loving and supportive in the relationships with our life. But thinking about balance, you know, lately, it's also the relationship you have with yourself, you know, discovering ways to find balance and harmony with the relationship you have with yourself, as well as the relationship you have with everyone else. And, you know, with this time off recently, it's been so wonderful. I mean, I'm like, oh my gosh, why don't I do this more often? Allow myself really a full time out. I'm not talking about a day here, a day there. I mean, some time off. If you can, a full week, 7 to 10 days, maybe even 2 weeks if you can, a time out, you know. And I've had time to just go outside, you know, went on a little staycation, sat in the sun, finished a few books I've been wanting to finish, and it's just been so, it has replenished my energy level. It's left me feeling inspired. I actually have been taking, some local hot yoga classes, which I'm going to do an episode on that, my new thoughts on hot yoga. And it's just kind of inspired me, even to go and take a class. I'm like, oh, I need some new yoga clothes. Went out, bought some new outfits, and this all comes from realizing the importance of balance in our life. We can't have all of anything, right? It can't be all one way, because then the other way suffers, It can't be all work all the time, all effort, all outputting of yourself, all giving, because then there's so many other parts of us and parts of our lives that are going to suffer, We're going to feel fatigued. We're going to feel drained. We're going to be cranky. We're going to have less patience. We're going to be left struggling to feel inspired, or not be able to come up with creative, inspired ideas at work. We're less innovative. We can't have a clear vision of our goals, of our future, of, what we want to achieve in the next season, It's all because it can't be just one way. The scale can't be tipped one way for far too long before you feel the effects of it, Striking a balance, I find, for me, has always been key. And on this podcast this year, I've been talking about that. How to live a well-balanced life in your mind, in your body, and in your spirit. And I find that if you have tipped the scales either way, there's some part of you that's going to suffer. There's some part of you that's going to suffer. And let's talk about, even me, I realized taking this time out, I took a time out from everything, I was listening to podcasts daily, several times a day, sometimes like while I'm working at work, at my desk, in the car ride, to and from work, consuming, consumption, right? And just realizing, oh my gosh, you have to allow the brain time to integrate. And I've realized I need to listen to things and read things more than once. I'm actually rereading one of my all-time favorite books, A Return to Love. And I get something new out of it every time I do that. And, taking a break, taking a full time out has made me realize the importance of striking a balance and recognizing where I've had a little too much, consuming too much knowledge can be negative, can have a negative effect on your mind and leave you without really integrating and absorbing what it is you're listening to, the knowledge, or the wisdom that you would like to gain. You're not really gaining it because it's too much. Now in the body, so let's talk about body. Too much of anything, of course, is not good. If you are working out excessively, what I realized is I've had too much of one way. I'm very attached to my personal practice at home. Well, now venturing out and trying something new, has really been an eye-opener in me realizing the importance of community and the importance of practicing with others and the inspiration that came with that. Just taking one or two classes, recently, it's really relit the fire within me, my passion for yoga, my passion as a teacher. It's inspired me creatively. I've created a few new sequences that I love. And I was inspired by just mixing it up, doing the same thing day in, day out, having that same routine, that same time. I roll out my mat this time of day on my own, that's tipping the scales, in one way. It's too much of one way. And I've really recognized the importance of taking a break and mixing it up. So mix up your workout routine. If you're doing too much of anything, you can end up injured. If you're what I used to call, I used to be a gym rat. I wouldn't miss a day at the gym. That's kind of just an addiction. It's kind of recognizing, where are you excessive with your body? Are you overdoing it? Are you being extreme with your diet also? It's not healthy. Really, the living vibrantly and living in a healthy frame of mind and feeling inspired and feeling whole, a sense of wholeness and a sense of equanimity within and without, is by striking that balance. So it's paying attention to how you're treating your body. And if you're excessive in the way you exercise or not, maybe you're not doing anything. Maybe you have fallen off, your routine. Maybe you've stopped working out for a while. You just lost inspiration. This new moon is a really great time, to look at that cosmic clean slate in front of you and go, okay, with the way I take care of my physical body, where am I out of balance? Is it eating? Am I just eating junk food all day? Am I ordering out too much? Can I start cooking some healthy meals? And me taking this time off, I've actually discovered a few new recipes that, are nutritious and yummy. And I'm going to have a Lisa Loves It episode coming up. So stay tuned. I'm going to try to film that one for YouTube too. All things that I am using right now in my life, it's going to be a Lisa Loves It episode for your mind, body, and spirit. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, with this time off, I've had more time to cook and, kind of spend a little extra time in the evening in the kitchen because I'm not worried about getting to bed at a certain time, because I have time off, to get inspired in that way. So I feel my best. Yeah. When I'm taking a step back and finding that balance with the way I'm taking care of my body and me mixing it up just by making a new meal and mixing up my yoga practice between personal and then joining a community has just been, oh my gosh, it's been so inspiring. And getting a new yoga outfit is so fun. And I'm really into the fall colors. I'll talk about that. So fun. Okay. And then spirit. So striking a balance, mind, body, and spirit. And this is something to also pay attention to with your spiritual practice. A new moon is such a great time of month. And I love it. I love that we get this time every month. Mother Nature provides this cosmic clean slate in front of you to tune in, to drop in, clean the plate, get your schedule clear, find an hour or two by yourself to have the time to tune in and reflect on how you connect to spirit. How do you sprinkle your life with spirit on a daily basis? Is it reading, spiritual books or scripture? Or do you have a regular meditation practice? Or has it been all one thing lately, Have you aligned with the right teacher or spiritual coach? Are you open to that? Have you asked God, please show me how I can connect with you in a way that will resonate with me? Simply asking, the first step, in your spiritual journey. If you are new to this journey, the first step is to be willing and to ask. And tune into one of the earlier episodes this year. I spoke about that in detail, how to open up to your spirituality or how to connect to a deeper place within you or a higher power, of your own understanding, And I know if you're here with me and you're listening and you're tuning in, I know that there's more to this life than our physical outer shell. We have a heart space. You have a soul, you are a spirit in this human costume. And how are you connecting to your spirituality? And then for some of us, it might be excessive. For some of us, we might be like, are you kind of just going through the motions, and checking off the list with your spirituality versus really truly connecting to it on a soul level. Just because maybe I carved out, okay, every morning I'm going to make sure I meditate. If I wake up and I have a headache and I'm kind of cranky, I just know it's not the time, for me to, I'm not going to allow myself the time and space when I'm feeling like that to sit and have a ritual or to sit and pray. If it feels forced, if it ever feels forced, like you're checking off the box, like, oh yes, I lit my incense today, or oh, I listened to that meditation, but yet your monkey mind was still jumping all around. It's not about, quote, being spiritual, because you already are. It is striking a balance and knowing when you have that time and space to open your heart and allow what needs to drop in via maybe a yoga class, or you may be driving and a certain song will come on and you feel a connection. You may be sitting on the beach staring at the ocean and feel closer to God than you do in church. So it's really about striking that balance with yourself and your spiritual practice and knowing, am I forcing this? Or does this feel right? Does this resonate with me? Is this the frequency that, am I aligned with the right frequency here, with this right teacher, with this right book? If you buy a book just because you heard it was the right one on a certain podcast to read, but you started reading it and it's just not really clicking with your spirit, that's not the right one for you. And this is what I mean by striking a balance with your spiritual practices. It's not about just going through the motions and doing the new moon ritual because I said this is what you should do, or another teacher said this is the way you should do it. It's, hey, am I open to trying something new and in a different way? And then allowing yourself the time to discover and make something a part of your daily life that feels in alignment with your soul. Oh, did you hear that little bird? It's right on cue. Your soul will light up, You'll know. You'll know inside that the practice is right, that the teacher is right, that the coach is right, the book is the right one, this meditation is the right one. You will feel open and you will feel expanded and you will feel a sense of balance and harmony. And that's what's going on, this week. That's what this new moon in Libra is all about. So I'm going to give you a few journal prompts that you can do and strike a balance with that. If journaling isn't feeling right for you today, give it a try tomorrow, Doesn't have to be weekly, doesn't have to be daily. It just has to be in alignment with your soul, in alignment with what feels right for you. And we're all not walking around completely in balance every day. That's not the reality, That's not the reality. The reality is it takes an effort for you to stay balanced in your mind, in your body, and in your spirit. It takes daily effort. It does take daily effort. And stay with me on this journey as I share with you the hows, the whys, the how-tos. Okay, that I will share with you. So get out your journal, and here are a few journal prompts that you can write down for this new moon in Libra. And the first one is, what relationships in my life need more balance and harmony? And the second one is, what are my needs and desires in my partnerships? That's an important one. And then the third is, how can I create more harmony in my life for myself and the world around me? So take some time this new moon and think about balance, and those are 3 good journal prompts you can work with, to kind of reflect on what does balance mean to you? Do you live a balanced life? Where are you out of balance? And how we can kind of get those scales in alignment. All right. So, okay, let's get to our Sprinkles of Spirit card this week. And this one kind of flew out. And your angel message this week is release judgment. And your affirmation is, I let go of judgment and recognize we are all on our own unique, divinely ordered path. I let go of judgment and recognize we are all on our own unique, divinely ordered path. So, yeah, this is pretty clear, judgment. Are you holding judgment, for anyone in your life? Maybe even judging yourself. This is a message, to recognize, stop comparing, recognize you are on your own path, let go of comparing your life with other people. We can tend to do that, and especially in the world of social media, of listening to all these podcasts, of tuning in to what everyone has going on all the other platforms. We can begin to judge others and ourselves when really and truly we don't know another's path. When we haven't walked in another's shoes, we don't know what they've gone through to get to that point, how hard they have worked to get there, what steps they took, what challenges they might have experienced. It's important to recognize judgment, when you find yourself triggered. Are you judging someone else, or are you judging yourself, beating yourself up for maybe, living a life out of balance, or, not committing to your self-care practices this year. Let go of the judgment this week and trust the process of your life. Trust your own unique, divinely ordered path, and remember the purpose of every step along the way. There is a purpose, for every single step in our journey. And yeah, that just came to me. So just let go of judging everyone else, let go of judging yourself, and trust the process of your life. Trust that everyone is on their own unique journey, and we cannot be responsible for everyone else. And most importantly, let go of judging others, because that's always going to just put a block up between you and everyone else. And you want to experience that balance and harmony in life, and judgment will definitely block that. So yeah. So thank you so much for tuning in this week. Be sure to follow me on Instagram for daily inspiration, and take a yoga class with me on YouTube, and stay tuned for more, and head over to Lisayogaangel.com. Sign up for my newsletter as I provide exclusive tips and tips on self-love and self-care, and how to live a well-balanced life in your mind, body, and spirit, on this path with me this year. I'd love to have you there and connect as we build this community. So thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, have a beautiful week. Namaste.